What's going on, everybody? Chaseontwowheels here with another first ride. We are at Mountain Motorsports and we are not going to ride an R1. We're riding a 2016 Ninja 650. A lot of you guys asked for good bikes to start on. This is one of the ones I recommend the most. I know, you guys want to see the bike. Alright, here you go. Alrighty, 2016 Ninja 650. Way low to the ground. One of the things about this bike is it's supposed to have a low seat height for you shorter people, so very simple attack. I mean, it looks like it has all the info you need. I can't even see. Let's get her started up. Oh, this bike feels tame. Alrighty, we got the blacked out version, we got the green Ninja because that's Kawasaki and whatnot. I don't think I'll need the passenger pegs this evening. Man, this bike is so comfy, good lord. Alright, let's, can I two-finger this clutch? Sure, why not? It's always interesting, holy shoot! That engine braking was just like, Skark! Can you guys hear this bike? It's so just kind of chill, just listen. Well, it gets a little mean, okay. So the 650 bikes typically are what I recommend you guys to start on. The reason I say to start on 650 bikes, for one, I started on a 650 and I had a really good experience, like motorcycle experience starting on a 650. It doesn't have the problem of, wow, this bike is so short, I'm waddling around with it. So 650 bikes give you more engine than the 250s. God, that looked like that car was about to fall on top of me, holy crap. The mirrors feel like they're like 15 feet away from me. God, I have to lean up. Wow, I've never had a bike feel like the mirrors are freaking car mirrors. This one is like that for sure. Oh, looky that. Okay. Alright, this is fun. Oh wow, engine braking. Oh yeah, there's a little eco button. What the hell does eco mean? This thing will flick around. Look at that. I did not expect that out of this bike. It doesn't look like a bike that would flick around, but it flicks around so much better than I thought it would. Holy crap. I did expect to be a little more leaned over, but I'm way upright. Like, I'm about as upright as I can be on a bike. If you guys are looking into this bike, just be ready to be very upright and have a lot of engine braking. Riding a bike like this is also different than riding a 600 because this bike, your power band isn't up in the rev range. Your power band's going to be a lot more mid-range area, so you're not going to necessarily benefit from riding this bike all the way to redline and popping it into the next gear. I'm really impressed with how flicky it is. I wouldn't expect the bike that's this upright to be able to be flicked around that much, but it does a really good job. One thing that surprises me about this bike being so flickable is when I was moving it around inside the dealership, it was very heavy to move. Like, very heavy. I was surprised. It was heavier than a lot of the leader bikes that I ride. You know, moving around the dealership, I'm like, oh yeah, this is going to be a whale of a bike, similar to like the Diavel. That bike was huge and really heavy. This bike, riding it, totally not. It might be these handlebars. Like, the position is very comfortable. I wonder if you could like ride it far up, you know what I mean, like lean up and ride it, because I feel like you'd have a much more racy position. Man, you'd ride this bike around, you're not gonna have to brake like ever. The engine braking is phenomenal. Look at the mirrors. I can't even touch the mirrors. Can you see that? Like that's the most like low growl I've ever heard. This is one of those bikes that you are probably better off with a horn than revving, because you're not gonna be able to hear anything. So this is the first time I've ridden a 650 bike since my Suzuki SV 650, which is my first bike. Alright, this is one of my favorite corners, so I'm gonna see how this bike feels in the corner. Wow. Wow, this is great. All right, I'm gonna go from, once this road straightens out, I'm gonna go from totally off throttle to full throttle. Good Lord. It has like a little bit of like, it shakes a little bit and then you just take off. Yeah, it was just like, bruh, 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 bruh. I don't know what that is. It's like the engine's just like waking a bear up. And it's like, wake up, bear, wake up. This is a great bike, dude. You know, the bike doesn't sound good until you really open it up, and then you get some of that, oh snap. This bike is like really confusing me mentally, because let me scoot back in the seat a little bit. Can you guys see how thin the tank is? Not only is the tank thin here around my legs, like down here, but it also comes in right here, which gives me like this feeling like it's super light, and riding it is. It feels super light and agile. And then when I'm like moving it around without it moving, it's heavy. So it's like confusing my brain a lot. Yeah, you gotta open it up a little bit, but this bike comes to life up in the, when you get it in the rev range. I gotta say also, like, I think it's kind of expected with a bike like this, but the seat is so comfortable. I think I could ride this thing like all day long with no problems. Kawasaki did a great job getting this bike dialed in a lot. I feel totally confident going over, man. I'm in a comfortable seating position, but I feel totally fine dipping her over. And I'm not even getting into it. I'm just kind of chilling back in the seat and just letting the bike do its thing. Wow, I am really impressed with this bike right now. I didn't really expect it to be good in the turns. I expected it to be a really comfortable bike, which it is. And then I expected it to, you know, my back's not going to be hurting riding this. But I expected when I got to the turns, it would just kind of be like, eh. But, and I do feel, with a more comfortable position, you feel like you're going faster than you actually are, because you're not dipped into everything. You're kind of just sitting back and it's flying past you. This might be one of the best 650s I've ever ridden. Let's turn. God, that engine braking though. Like, the engine braking is no freaking joke. This is the most fat, agile bike I've ever ridden. All right, let's do a test. Let's see if I can do a U-turn in the road. Oh snap, that's amazing. If you guys cut back to a video of me riding the GSX-S 1000, I'll put a link. I couldn't turn that bike around in that exact same part of the road. I couldn't do a U-turn, and I totally just did that with this bike. Man, I can't get over how good this thing, sorry. Middle of my sentence, I'm like, yeah, but it turns amazing. I gotta admit, man, I am so confident in these turns with this bike, and I didn't expect to be at all. It makes you want to ride the bike faster, and having that mid-range torque really helps out. Oh, that's neutral. That was my fault though, that wasn't the bike's fault. Alright, let's throttle it up quick. You guys ready? Alright, that's not a bad 0 to 60. Granted, it wasn't from a stop, but can you adjust this? Okay, this little windscreen kind of looks adjustable, but I can't tell. Maybe. You guys can let me know in the comments if the windscreen is adjustable, because right now I feel a lot of wind coming at my face. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, no modes on this thing. You get the biking, that's the bike. There's no ABC, whatever. I am promoting this bike in the recommendations for first time bikes, man. You get a super comfy bike that's capable. and has some engine to have fun with. Oh, and we're already here to take the pretty photos. Let's check this thing out. I know you guys have already seen it one time, but I'm gonna show it to you again. Wait, where's the... I expect this thing to be a little ahead of it, but that's fine. That doesn't really matter. Alrighty, 2016 Ninja 650. They got this really, I don't know if you guys can see it in the sun, but this really glossy, shimmery black. It looks really good on it. One thing I really like about this bike is the exhaust. It's kind of just built into the bike. It's not poking out or poking out the back. You don't even know the exhaust exists until you look down there. I wish it wasn't silver, but I mean, I'm sure you can get a black one or whatever. Why, motorcycle dealers? Why? It's a pretty sporty little bike, man. I love this. This is one of my favorite things about this bike. The shock is just sitting there like, look at me. And then it's got this dual little swing arm type thing. It kind of splits off. One goes to the shock and the other to the engine. I think it looks really neat. I so appreciate engines that are black these days. More and more bike dealers are slowly starting to do this whole black engine thing. So excited about it. Double Baker X Derrick on that one. So these were the lights I was talking about. See, 650, it's got these integrated lights into the fairings, the turn signal, sorry. It's really neat. Is the sticker gonna stay this time? It is. Okay, cool. So there you go. Ninja 650, Kawasaki Ninja 650. They have a version with ABS. This is the version without ABS. For a first bike, man, this is not bad at all. Let's get like a low profile shot. Pretty cool, huh? I'm a fan. Let's see how much room the trunk has, because a bike like this looks like it would have a ton of room. Good Lord, look at that. You've got so much room. Dude, you could pack a sandwich. Super sports and stuff like that don't have that much room. So it's good to see a bike with room. Alright, so guys, let's listen to the bike real quick. Oh, hey truck. You're ruining my audio. I do want to remind you guys, I do blog post with high definition photos, a really good sound clip of the exhaust over on my website, Chaseontwowheels.com. There's going to be a link in the description to check this bike's out, like this bike's blog post. So if you guys are interested in this bike and want to see better photos of it and a really good sound clip of what the exhaust sounds like, you can click the link in the description. That'll take you to Chaseontwowheels.com and be the blog post that I do about this bike if you're interested. So let's get this bike cranked up. And with a bike that's this quiet, you might need to go check the blog post out so you can actually hear what it sounds like. Alright, so that's idling. It's got a little baby grunt, but you can't really, you know, I was showing you guys this on the road a minute ago. You can't really feel it until you get going on the road. Alrighty, so let's take this thing to the highway. That is where we'll separate the men from the boys, or the 300s from the 650s, or anything. Put myself in a little predicament here. Alright, our opportunity has come. It's about dang time, son. Look at that, enough power to get you out of sticky situations. And I'm not talking about melted gummy bears. Come on, truck. Come on, don't make me do it again. Up. Got to. It's slightly a sketch move, but it's okay. Nobody saw it. Everybody just turn your lights up. Oh, rearview mirror test. Holy shoot. Is there a car? No. Oh wait, I can stay in this lane. Well, never mind. Alrighty, so we're gonna take this thing to the highway and do its final bit of testing to see where the gears sit you. Like, if I'm cruising down the highway at 60, what does 6th gear put me at? How is the bike wiggling? Were the handlebars wiggling for a second? I guess not. I want to know how the bike feels on the highway, because this would be a great commuter bike, I think. But I can't really say that until I see what it feels like on the highway. So let's get on the highway and see how this thing fares. I feel like the throttle response on this bike is good, but depending on what gear you're in and like how fast you're going, it might not feel like it is, because you have to be in the right gear to really feel the punch of this bike. So I feel like if you're in the wrong gear, the throttle response is going to feel bad, even though it's not really bad. Like the engine engages Wow, the engine really engages. But yeah, the throttle response, because there's not a lot of audible sound letting you know it's really going, unless, you know, you're just giving it everything. Oh no, a red light. Quick brake. Oh my god, the braking is so amazing. I'm just kidding. I mean, the braking's not bad. Look at that reflective black dough. I like little things like that, man. It's fancy. Oh, even this has the little reflecty thingy. Oh my god, even this. Oh my god, it's everywhere. This whole bike is shiny. Will the GoPro focus that close? If it will, I hope you guys can see what I see, because it looks amazing. Alright, highway test 2016 Ninja 650. Non-ABS model. Okay, there we go. Highway burst complete. What gear are we in? Let's get to 6th gear and chill. Yeah, there's not much pull at 70 and 6th gear, but I mean, right now there's legitimately more wind noise than there is bike noise. I cannot hear the bike at all. If you were doing like a trip, I wouldn't even say commuting, because commuting I only feel like it's only like 30-ish minutes. But if you're traveling on this bike, like going on a road trip, this bike would be awesome. I would want a more angled front window thing. I want a more angled shield to take off some of the wind, because I am getting more wind than I kind of wanted to. This is one of those bikes where I came into it thinking, this bike's going to be super meh. I'm not going to really like it a lot. And then I get totally surprised. I love when that happens. Whee! Off the exit we go. Alright, so you don't necessarily cut through the wind. Maybe if I tuck in. Yeah, you have to tuck in to get out of the wind. Otherwise, you're going to get blown all over the place. I really would love this as to recommend this as like a travel bike. But I don't know if I would recommend the bike for travel if the wind buffeting is bad, right? That wouldn't, oh, okay, neutral, fine, we'll get neutral bit. All right, so last time I did a first ride, I raced an Infinity. This time, I'm racing an F250. And I think he wants to try it. I hope not, because you're a truck and I'm a motorcycle. And we like to accelerate here a little bit sometimes. Moogly. I love that acceleration because there's rarely cars. Let's see what gear I have to be in on the highway to get some pull, because a minute ago when I was in 6th gear at 70 there was no pull. Alright, so we're going 77 now. Let's get all the way in 6th. Alright, we're in 6th gear, full throttle, nothing. Alright, we're in 5th gear now, going 70, nothing. Alright, we're going 70 again in 4th gear. There it is, 4th gear. Okay. So when you're on the highway, you're going to be looking at getting in about 4th gear if you want to have some pull. And then obviously 6th gear you'll have pull higher up, but average highway speed of 70 miles per hour, you're looking at about 4th gear to really get going. Wow, if you tuck in, there's no wind. That's okay. So yeah, if you guys want no wind buffeting, you're gonna have to lean in on this bike, but otherwise you just have to deal with it. Well guys, this has been the first ride on a 2016 Ninja 650. I'm super impressed with how agile it is, like, or the nimbility of the bike as I call it. I'm super impressed with how nimble the bike is, especially for how heavy it is without moving. Where I see this bike being really solid is for maybe a travel bike. Maybe if you can get like a more angled up windscreen. The kind of downsides of the bike, it's not as aggressive. If you're looking for an aggressive bike, that's not this, but that's not necessarily a downside. This is a totally different type of bike. Kawasaki says it's supposed to be comfortable and sporty. I don't really see the sporty part of it, but I definitely see the comfortable part. And as long as you ride it correctly, you can have an amazing time on this bike. I'm gonna say this bike is one of my new top recommendations for a first bike, because everything is really controllable. Like by the time it starts really going crazy, you know it. So I really like this bike for that reason. You know, the gauge up here, it's minimal, you know, it tells you what you need. You get a fuel gauge, so that's a thing. But anyways, guys, I've got to take this bike back to Mountain Motorsports in Lithia Springs. They're the dealership that let me borrow these bikes for the first rides. If you want to check them out, you can check them out in the link in the description. If you want to check out more information about this bike, see some photos or a sound clip that I took of the bike, you can check that out at Chaseontwowheels.com. Make sure to like this video if you enjoyed this first ride series, and send this video to somebody that is looking into a Ninja 650 so that hopefully you can help them out. That's what I do these videos for, to help you guys understand and kind of experience a first ride on bikes. I've been Chaseontwowheels, and I'll see you guys in the next video that I don't wreck into a Camaro in. Thanks for watching, guys. Later.